Finally, you've made it through that loop. Your companions did their best. You were not prepared for the Leviathan to put up such a fight. But the ravenous reach is dead, and only your cowardice remains. You head to the crossroads, as you always do, and grab another set of companions for another journey. What's going on, everyone? It's Loki Orn, and we are back at it, taking out a new named formation. We've finally got a victory, and we are now going after Cowardice. So let's pick out a good formation. Bring out some characters who I don't think have gotten to be in a run in a little bit. We're taking out the super plague-centric class of Black Death. The reason I want to do this one in particular is because it amuses me. This seems like it'll be a lot of fun. Now, the one downside we have is we don't have a lot of sources of burn or bleed, so I'm wondering if Alchemist is actually the right call here. I don't suppose there's a named formation that's got... Nah, there's no Surgeon option here, unfortunately. There is Let There Be Blight. Nah. Oop. Nah. Yeah, we'll stick with the Black Death. I think this will be quite fun. Now, the question is, do we go all in on the Blight angle? We're definitely keeping Ranshiki as a Scourge. I mean, look, I'm going to be real with you. Scourge is just... Scourge is just the best. I just love this thing. I know the others have merit. I've used the others. It's just really hard to argue with the amount of healing output that Scourge puts together. Bigby, it'd be nice to maintain his bleeds for the purposes of that, but I don't know that we can transform him that much because we don't really have much of a stress healer here. We just have the deal here. So we could instead go for like Unchained. Put combo points up, let the Grave Robber eat them. Ooh, Backlash dealing extra damage on Blight is kind of appealing because that'll be happening all the damn time. We haven't used Unchained in a little bit, and Unchained is quite good. Yeah, you know what? We'll do Unchained. We're gonna go a slightly different route with that. Scourge. Venom Drop is tempting. I really like Venom Drop for just the sheer output of blight it can generate. Do I want to instead go to something like Deadeye? What happens? Does this do stuff on crits? It does do stuff on crit. But only like that stuff's doing it. What if we go like Deadeye? And eat the combo points that our boy Bigby will be generating some of the time. That seems like fun. I mean, the counterpoint is that like Magnesium Rain really wants a source of bleed and a source of... Well, we're going to be throwing Blight out. Yeah, no, because the Blight makes the bleed, makes the other stuff happen. Yeah, we need to have a source of we need to find a way to make bleed, which I'm giving up on with the Abomination. All right, I've talked myself into it. We're gonna come out of Alchemist here. We go down to Physician because Physician does. So this is unimpressive. It does, this part's unimpressive, but like dealing weakened tokens. Inverting negative tokens, that's pretty appealing. Yeah, you know what? Here we go. We'll go Physician. We'll go very much back rank here. Kind of the same approach as we had before. The one difference is we'll be bringing in Emboldening Vapors at some times. Actually, we might just bring that in immediately. All right, there we go. Bombastus is a Physician. We'll We'll leave Sullen Yell as a venom drop now, just to help generate Blight for the Abomination to hit with. Is that? Actually, that doesn't even make sense. All right, yeah, we're gonna go with some different stuff than what I normally throw out here. Decidedly unimpressed with flashing daggers most of the time. Absinthe can come out for that. Now, we could do lunge pirouette things, but I don't think this actually affects that. I'd rather just be throwing some extra damage here and eating combo points. That sounds quite good. Scourge is saying, as we talked about, and Unchained letting us do some goofy, generate combo points, stress heal, and also just deal a bunch of damage. This seems good. All right. Enough talking. Let's do this. This is the Black Death. It's all 4 of the blight generating characters, along with both the Abomination and the Plague Doctor have medical kind of experimentation as part of their background. The Flagellant doesn't, neither does the Grave Robber. But yeah, this whole thing is just themed around poison and disease. So let's this is gonna be a short fight. Let's talk about this formation in its broad sense here. Look, this formation has a lot of potential. If for no other reason than, man oh man, is it a sturdy formation. Every character here is bringing healing of some kind to the field here. And even like that movement, the Flagellant doesn't mind moving back or moving forward one. He only doesn't like moving back. So, this formation feels very synergistic. We have a great output of healing. Every character can heal either themselves or somebody else. Where this formation falls down and where we are going to be looking to see some kind of hope is stress healing. This formation really doesn't have access to a ton of stress healing. The Grave Robber provides a little bit of stress healing for herself, and Ranshiki, the Flagellant, can eat stress and net positive stress, but it means taking the stress onto himself. So Absolution ends up becoming kind of important as another way to spike off a bit of stress. In the end, though, we are going to need to find our way into stress-reducing items just to keep it alive. Finally, damage output. I think we head to the Fetter early. There's lots of good trinkets in there. Finally, from a damage output standpoint, this formation, I think it does good. You got the Grave Robbers for some fairly big direct damage if you run her that way. We've got all the blight in the world, and we could have bleed and burn if we want it. But overall, I think this is a very solid formation. I'm looking forward to bringing the pain as we get in here. Sure. Let's get set up here. Now, the question is, what kind of run is this going to be? Let's see what's for sale here. That's Stew Pot. That's a very early Stew Pot. Stew Pot is not the most exciting, but Rabbit is just an insanely good pet. So the question is, do we buy pet or do we do cat? Now, I do look at the rest of these, and if we were doing Denial, I'd probably do something else just because I do a lot of Rabbit and Cat runs, but Rabbit and Cat just are my favorite ones to work with. Like, when you think about, like, Shrieker Chick, this just isn't very exciting. Baubles are not usually a barrier for me, and 2% crit, max out of 8% crit, not very exciting. Carrion Eater is great until you're not fighting something that generates corpses. Crocodilian, we're just not moving enough. Tick, Blood's exciting, but not that much. Shambler Spawn, we don't have any Cultist Trinkets, and I don't know that we're going to want any. Owlet, Pliskin's worth considering, because that is just a lot of healing, but I don't think we need that. Wolf Cub is just generically good. Yeah, you know what? We'll make it another rabbit run. I do like a good rabbit run. And this one it feels like some pretty solid potential. So let's buy out some of the stuff here. We've got the rabbit. Let's get the rabbit and the stew pot plugged in. Come on, Flopsy. We do have the early Iron Banded wheels, which is nice.
Will not be denied.
Because it does let us do goofy stuff. And we will, we'll save the rest of our money. Sadly, can't afford more. Alright, who's got the worst trait? All those traits suck. Saturating sucks. Squeamish is irrelevant. Alright. Parasol, or Bombastus has the worst set of traits. Nervous was, like, the one we didn't want to get rid of. But very well. We'll spin up the squad here. Put probably put this on you. Put this on you, and we're not going to use that. So there we go. All right, mastery points. This is going to be important here.
Survival demands it.
So we could do this, make this better. That's pretty good. Could also just make this better. Make endure. There's lots of options here. Alright, so I think we upgrade Battlefield Medicine just because that ability to remove dots on both characters is often plot relevant. I think she does enough damage early on, so it's kind of coming down to like Deathless or Absolution. And I think we'll grab the Absolution upgrade early. Right, very defensive setup, but we would like to go after the Harvest Child. It's a bit risky, but because of how this formation operates, it really doesn't like getting moved, and we don't have a ton of like debuff resistance on a lot of our characters, but we'll figure it out. All right, thank you all for watching. This is Black Death, starting out its Cowardice run in the Fetter. See you in the next one.